The smartest giant in town.
Okay, do you want to start reading for me?
George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. He always wore the same pair of old brown sandals on the same old patched-up ground. Gown. I wish I wasn't the scruffiest giant in town, he said sadly. But one day, George noticed a new shop. It was full of smart clothes, so he bought a smart shirt, a smart pair of trousers, a smart belt, a smart stripy tie, some socks with diamonds up the side, a pair of smart shiny shoes. Now I'm the smartest giant in town, he said proudly. George left his old clothes behind in the shop. He was about to go home when he heard a sound. On the pavement stood a giraffe. He was sniffing sadly. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's my neck," said the giraffe. "It's so very long and so very cold. I wish I had a long warm scarf."
What do you think George might do?
Take his tie off.
Why do you think he might take his tie off?
Because it's really big and it could help the giraffe have a big scarf.
Oh, let's see what he does.
"Cheer up," said George. He took off his stripy tie. "It didn't match my socks anyway," he said, as he wound it round and round the giraffe's neck. It made a wonderful scarf. "Thank you," said the giraffe, as George strode off towards home. He sang to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, but look at me, up and down. I am the smartest giant in town."
What's happened so far? What would you tell her?
I would say, that George the giant has took off his tie to give to a very cold giraffe.
Okay. What do we know about George?
George was the scruffiest giant in town. Now he found a new shop, and now he's the smartest giant in town.
Okay.
George came to a river. On a boat stood a goat, who was belting loudly. "What's the matter?" asked George.
What does this say?
Bleating. "It's my sail," said the goat. "It blew away in a storm. I wish I had a strong new sail for my boat."
What do we think George might do?
Take off his top.
Take off his top? Why?
Because that looks like a really good sail.
So what kind of a person do you think George is?
A very nice giant.
Why is he nice?
Because he keeps helping people.
He does keep helping people, doesn't he? Let's keep going.
Yeah. "Cheer up," said George. He took off his new white shirt. It kept coming untucked anyway, he said, as he tied it to the mast of the goat's boat. It made a magnificent sail. "Thank you," said the goat. George strode off on singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt's on a boat my shirt on a boat as a sail for a goat. But look at me, up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a tiny ruined house. Beside a house stood a white mouse with lots of baby mice. They were all speaking. "What's the matter?" asked George.
What did that say?
Squeaking.
Why is it important to read that word properly?
Before
you said they were all speaking, but it actually says
squeaking.
Yep. Why is that important to read that word properly? What does it tell you?
It has a Q instead of a P.
It does. So why is it important to know that the mice are squeaking, not speaking?
Because mice squeak and not speak.
There we go. Keep going.
It's a house. Squeak, squeak the mother mouse. It burnt down, and now we have nowhere to live. I wish we had a nice new house. Cheer up, said George. He took off one of his shiny shoes. It was giving me a blister anyway, he said, as the mouse and her babies scrambled inside the shoe. The shoe made a perfect home for them. Thank you, they squeaked.
Why did you read that again then? It was really good. Why did you read that again?
Because I missed out that bit.
Did you pause at the wrong place, do you think?
Yeah.
What does scrambled mean?
Like they all got into one.
Scrambled. The mouse and her baby scrambled inside. If they walked inside, they'd go.
Is it like running?
Yeah, it's like this. Fast. Scrambled inside. Okay, keep going.
George had to hop along the road now, but he didn't mind. As he hopped, he sang to himself, my tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, my shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat, my shoes are a house for a little white mouse. But look at me up and down, I'm the smartest giant in town.
Why are these villagers like that? Why are they covering their ears?
Because he's a big, loud giant.
He's a big, loud giant, isn't he? And what's he doing?
Hopping.
He's hopping. And also, what else is he doing?
Singing.
He's singing. Do you think he's a good singer?
Yeah.
Maybe. Just a bit loud, like you say.
Yeah. George came to a campsite. Beside a tent stood a fox who was crying. What's the matter? Asked George. It's my sleeping bag, said the fox. I dropped it in a puddle. I wish I had a warm, dry sleeping bag.
What's George going to do we predict?
Take off his other shoe.
His other shoe, let's see.
His sock.
His sock?
Cheer up, said George, and he took off one of his socks with diamonds up the sides. It was tickling my toes anyway, he said, as the fox snuggled into it. It made a very fine sleeping bag. Thank you, said the fox. George hopped on, singing to himself. My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat. My shoe is a house for little white mouse. One of my socks is a bed for a fox. But look me up and down, I'm the smartest giant in town.
Is he still smart?
No.
Why not?
He's only got a vest on and he's got no shoes or socks on one foot.
If you came to school dressed like that, do you think I'd say you were smart?
No.
No.
George came to a big, squelchy bog. Beside the bog stood a dog who was howling. What's the matter? Asked George. It's this bog, said the dog. I need to get across it, but I keep getting stuck in the mud. I wish there was a safe, dry path.
Doesn't look very happy, does he?
No.
Why isn't he happy?
Because he can't get across the mud.
See if he cheers up.
Cheer up, said George, and he took off his smart belt. It was squashing my tummy anyway, he said, as He laid it down over the bog. It made an excellent path. Thank you, said the dog. The wind started to blow, but George didn't mind. He hopped on, singing to himself, my tie's a scarf for a cold giraffe, my shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat, my shoes are a house for a little white mouse. One of my socks is a bed for a fox. My boat helped a dog who was crossing a bog, but my trousers are falling down. I'm the coldest giant in town. Suddenly, George felt sad and shivering and not smart at all. And not at all smart.
Why did you just read that bit again?
Because I put a word where it wasn't meant to be.
And why shouldn't we do that?
Because the book didn't tell us to do that.
If you were reading it to me and you read it in the wrong way,
you might get confused.
It might not make any sense. Keep going.
He stood on one foot and thought, I'll have to go back. He stood on one foot and
What did you do there?
I read the line twice.
You read the line twice. You got to there.
I'll have to go back to the shop and buy some more clothes, he decided. He turned round and hopped the way back to the shop.
What do you think is going to happen?
The shop might not be open.
Might not be open.
And then he had to get his old clothes back on.
Maybe, let's see.
But when he got there, it was closed. Oh no, cried George. He sank down onto the doorstep, and a tear ran down his nose. He felt as sad as the animals he had met on his way home. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a bag of something familiar poking out of the top. George took a closer look.
Do you know what familiar means?
No.
Have you seen a bag with something familiar poking out of the top? Something that he recognises and he knows. So what might that be?
His old clothes.
His old clothes.
My gown, he yelled. My dear old gown. Gown and sandals. George put them on. They felt wonderfully comfortable in the coziest giant in town, he cried, and he danced back home along the road.
Would you tell any of your friends to read this book?
Yes,
would you recommend it to anybody?
Yeah.
Who would you recommend it to?
Maria.
Why Maria?
Because I think she might like it.
Why might Maria like this book?
Because it's all about a giant who feels sad. Because I think Maria is a good role model and she knows what to do when people feel sad.
Oh, that's a nice
So
answer.
she should read this book to see how the giant feels when he's sad.
Well done, that. Would you please be able to read some of these common exception words for me?
Yeah.
You're really good at your common exception words. Can you see that one? Just got a
Yeah.
text over it. What does that say?
Is it after?
It is.
Again.
Keep going.
Any, bath, beautiful, because, behind, both, break, busy, child, children, Christmas, class, climb, clothes, cold, could, door, even, everybody, I, fast, father find. Floor, gold, grass, great, hearth, hold, hour, improve, kind, last, many, mind, money, most, move, Mr., Mrs., old, poor, putty, prove, should, steak, steak, sugar, sure.
Lovely.